Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are plunging really headfirst into a topic that's fundamentally shifted. It's gone from being, maybe a niche marketing thing to this sprawling enterprise-wide imperative. We're talking about AI search and its profound, just undeniable impact on how your business, your brand, how you even exist and get discovered online now. It really is time to shake off those old assumptions about how people find information, because the rules, they've completely changed. Being discoverable, well, it isn't just about getting a click anymore. It's way more foundational. It touches everything, your tech infrastructure, your finances, how you even talk about your brand. Our journey today, it's deeply rooted in this really insightful article by Ivan Matthews, great title too. Visibility in AI search is a business imperative, not just a marketing play. It's a nail on the head, right? So for you listening, our mission here is to really unpack how AI is just radically reshaping discovery. We want to explain why those traditional methods you might still be leaning on are becoming obsolete fast.
And maybe most critically, reveal what that true executive level alignment across the whole organization, what that really means for your brand's future. It's survival, even. This isn't just a marketing update. It's a strategic reckoning.
It really is a reckoning. And what's so striking is just the speed and the depth of this change. We're seeing a complete departure from those customer journeys we've, carefully mapped out for years, decades even. Think about it. Traditionally, someone does a Google search, right? They scan the blue links, maybe click a few, bounce around some websites, compare things, maybe then think about buying. It was sequential. Multiple steps, explicit clicks you could track. But now, that whole path is just increasingly bypassed. People are going straight to conversational AI. We're talking ChatGPT, Google's Gemini, Perplexity, even just asking their voice assistant on their phone or smart speaker. They're having conversations, asking, nuanced questions, and they get back direct, synthesized answers. It's not searching like we used to think of it. It's asking. And often the AI just gives one coherent response, pulled from who knows how many sources. And the user never even sees a list of links. The trust people are placing in these AI tools, it's huge.
Wow. Okay, so if that's the new reality, this direct asking and answering, what does that mean for SEO, like search engine optimization? Is all that effort on keywords and links, is it just irrelevant now? Is it really that big a change?
It absolutely is that big a change. But maybe not irrelevant. Insufficient is probably the better word. Traditional SEO tactics, yeah, they still have a place, but they are nowhere near enough on their own anymore. See, historically, SEO was all about optimizing your site, your content, the technical bits, right, to rank high on that list of links. Goal was number one.
Right.
Or, first page. Get the click through, that was the game.
Right, capture the click. Measure the traffic from that click.
Yeah. Exactly. Success was clicks, traffic, conversions, you could tie directly back. But AI search, it's rewritten that whole interaction. A user asks a conversational question. They don't get 10 blue links back, necessarily. They get a single, synthesized, often pretty coherent response, pulled together dynamically from multiple places instantly. So the core insight, the thing you really need to grasp, is that brands aren't just competing for a top ranking anymore. Now you're competing to be part of the trusted output, the answer the AI delivers right away, and that's a much, much higher bar.
A higher bar for content, for credibility.
Exactly. It demands a whole different approach because it's the AI deciding what the best answer is. It's not just ranking pages based on keywords and links anymore. It's evaluating trustworthiness, depth, authority.
That distinction is huge.
Yeah.
Competing for clicks versus competing to be the trusted output.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's a new game, what are the new rules? You mentioned new pillars of visibility optimization. What do we talk about here?
Precisely. To really, win this new game, companies have got to evolve. It's got to go beyond just tweaking keywords or the technical stuff in isolation. We need to build on what we're calling these new pillars of AI-driven visibility optimization. First, and maybe the most foundational, is expert-level content. And I mean truly expert-level. This isn't about churning out blog posts just to hit a word count or stuffing keywords, no. It's about clarity, undeniable authority, real depth. AI models are, they're built to find and surface the most authoritative, the most comprehensive, the most trustworthy answers. So your content has to be genuinely definitive. It needs to showcase deep, demonstrable expertise in your specific field.
So give me an example, like if I'm a software company.
Okay, yeah. If you're a software company, don't just have a page saying what your product does. You need content that explains why it solves a complex industry problem, how it integrates, maybe even thought leadership on where the industry is going. It's about becoming the ultimate source of truth on your topic. You need to anticipate the full spectrum of questions someone might ask an AI about your area. Think detailed white papers, case studies with actual quantifiable results, expert guides that break break down complex challenges. That's the kind of stuff that earns the AI's trust. It shows mastery.
Okay, expert-level content, pillar 1. What's next?
Pillar 2. Strong signals of credibility from third-party platforms. Now, why is this so critical? Because AI models, fundamentally, they learn from vast data sets, right? And they're designed to prioritize trustworthiness, reliability. So if your brand or your products or even your key people are frequently cited, linked to, validated by other reputable sources, think major news outlets, academic papers, industry analysts, respected blogs, these external validations, they act as incredibly powerful trust signals for the AI algorithms.
Like endorsements, almost.
Exactly, like endorsements the AI can understand. If a research firm's reports get cited by Reuters or Bloomberg, the AI learns, okay, these guys are credible. It's about building a reputation that goes way beyond just your own website. It tells the AI your information is vetted, it's accepted as accurate out there in the world.
Got it. Authority backed up by others. Pillar 3.
Pillar 3 gets a bit more technical, but it's crucial. Schema and structured data. Think of it like this. You're giving the AI a really clear instruction manual for your data, making your content readable not just for people, but for machines.
Okay. How does that work?
You use something called schema markup. It's like a special vocabulary, mostly from schema.org, that lets you label things on your webpage. Product prices, reviews, event dates, who wrote an article, FAQs. You label these elements in a standardized way so AI models and search engines can immediately understand and categorize them.
So, like, if I sell shoes online.
Perfect example. You'd use product schema to clearly label the shoe's name, its price, whether it's in stock, customer ratings, everything. That makes it super easy for an AI to grab that data and maybe put it in a direct answer like, here are the top-rated running shoes under $100. Or, if you have a great FAQ page answering common questions, using FAQ page schema can feed those Q&As directly into AI conversational responses. Without this structured data, your valuable content might just get overlooked or misinterpreted. The AI has to guess what things mean. Schema removes the guesswork. It's like cataloging your library so the librarian and the AI can find exactly what it needs.
Okay, that makes sense. Structured data is like the AI's instruction manual in the final pillar.
The final one is really about deep integration. Mentions an integration into data sets and knowledge graphs. This is about being kind of baked into the foundational knowledge the AIs use. Think Google Knowledge Graph, Wikidata, maybe specialized industry databases. These are huge interconnected databases of facts about, well, entities, people, places, companies, concepts, products. If your brand, your key people, your products are recognized as distinct, verifiable entities within these graphs, it means you're not just found on the web, you're part of the web's core data layer, its underlying knowledge structure.
Wow, so you become like a fundamental piece of information the AI already knows.
Exactly. It signals ultimate authority. The AI can confidently pull facts about you and use them without needing to crawl your site every single time. If Google's knowledge graph knows your company makes sustainable packaging, an AI is far more likely to recommend you when someone asks about eco-friendly suppliers. It's the pinnacle of digital authority in this AI era.
That's a fantastic breakdown. Expert content, third-party credibility, structured data, and getting baked into knowledge graphs. It really shows how much deeper this goes than just, tweaking meta descriptions. But it also screams, it screams that this can't just be marketing's job anymore, right? If we're talking structured data, knowledge graphs, that sounds like IT, that sounds like strategy. It feels like this needs leadership from all over the company.
You've hit it exactly. That's precisely why we call it a cross-functional imperative, visibility in AI search. It's not something you can just hand off to one department and say, go fix it. It fundamentally changes how information is found, understood, consumed. That impacts pretty much every part of a business. And you're right, it really starts with the underlying infrastructure, which puts the chief information officer, CIO, in a critical, maybe previously underestimated role.
The CIO.
Yeah, so. Well, for big companies especially, AI visibility begins with making sure your content is accessible, structured, secure, and, crucially, ready for machines to consume. The CIO's job here becomes incredibly strategic. They need to ensure all the organization's content and data product specs, customer service info, internal research, public reports, everything is machine-readable and properly structured. That means setting metadata standards, establishing consistent content tagging, enforcing standard formats across maybe thousands of documents and systems.
That sounds like a massive undertaking for a large company.
Oh, it is. Imagine a global corporation with data scattered everywhere in different formats, maybe locked in old systems. If that data isn't harmonized and structured, an AI just can't use it effectively. It's like trying to teach a machine from a library where Every book is in a different language and there's no organization. The CIO has to build that common language, that catalog. And beyond just organizing, the CIO needs to spearhead creating APIs, those application programming interfaces, data feeds, maybe internal knowledge graphs that are specifically designed for LLMs, for large language models, to easily consume.
So building bridges for the AI.
Exactly, building bridges from your internal data vaults to the external AI systems. A financial firm might build an API so its market data can be ingested cleanly by an LLM instead of just hoping the AI scrapes the website correctly. If your data isn't exposed in a standardized, machine-friendly way, LLMs just won't incorporate it well. And then there's security and compliance. Hugely important. As you expose more internal knowledge, the CIO has to ensure it meets tough security protocols, data privacy rules like GDPR, industry regulations.
Can't mess that up.
Absolutely not. A breach of trust here could be catastrophic. And finally, there's the challenge of legacy systems. Many older systems just weren't built for this. Modernizing them isn't just a tech upgrade, it's a strategic necessity for future visibility. So yeah, the CIO's role is transforming. It's about externalizing enterprise knowledge intelligently, mapping it to AI schemas, keeping it updated, turning raw data into AI-ready intelligence.
Okay, so the CIO lays the tracks, builds the digital roads for AI, but building roads costs money. All this infrastructure, the expert content, the knowledge graph work, who pays? And maybe more importantly, how do you justify spending that money when the old rules of ROI, like measuring clicks, are fading? That feels like a massive headache for the chief financial officer, CFO.
It's a critical question, absolutely, and it forces a serious reevaluation of financial planning. The CFO's role here is pivotal precisely because AI search messes with traditional ROI and attribution. You mentioned ambient influence earlier. That's the core challenge.
Right, the idea that someone gets an answer from an AI, maybe remembers the brand, but never clicks a link we can track.
Exactly that. Think about it. Someone asks their AI best noise-canceling headphones. AI says, brand X gets great reviews for comfort and sound. Maybe a week later, that person buys brand X. No click from the AI response. No direct traffic. Just influence. That's ambient influence. It's real. But for the CFO, the tough part is, how do you put a dollar value on that AI mention when there's no click to track in Google Analytics?
Yeah, that breaks the standard models.
Yeah.
So what needs to change? How do CFOs budget and plan in a world where you can't always track the direct line to a sale?
Well, first, the big shift in budgeting has to be from short-term campaigns to long-term investment in content and data infrastructure. It's less about funding the next quarterly ad blitz and more about investing in durable digital assets. Think of it like building a digital factory or distribution center for your brand's information.
Assets that pay off over years, not weeks.
Precisely. It might mean bigger upfront investments in things like data governance, content platforms that handle structured data, maybe hiring AI content strategists. The immediate ROI might look less direct initially. Second, attribution models absolutely have to evolve. Last click, first click. They're just not enough. We need new ways to value that AI mention or recommendation, maybe using proxy metrics like AI share of voice, which we can talk about, or developing custom models that correlate AI mentions with broader brand awareness shifts, or even sales lift over time. It's about valuing mind share from AI, not just click share.
So getting more sophisticated about measuring impact.
Right. A CFO might need to okay spending on advanced analytics tools that track brand mentions in AI outputs and try to link them to market share gains, even without that direct click. And third, budgets need to explicitly support content readiness, building knowledge bases, getting the right AI-compatible tech stack. So funding isn't just for marketing campaigns, it's for the underlying data and tech that makes your content discoverable by AI in the first place. It's shifting from purely operational marketing spend towards strategic capital expenditure on your digital presence and AI readiness.
So funding new roles, new tech, seeing it as essential infrastructure.
Exactly. The CFO needs to see this not just as an expense line, but as a critical capital investment in the company's future competitiveness, like building digital roads or data centers, as you said, a long-term play for enduring visibility.
Okay, I love that analogy. Digital infrastructure as capital investment. So CIO builds the pipes, CFO funds it. That leaves the chief marketing officer, CMO. They're the ones shaping the story, right? Making sure the narrative flowing through those pipes is something AI can actually trust and, well, repeat accurately.
That's exactly the CMO's challenge and opportunity now. It's not just about controlling the message on your own website anymore. It's about influencing how AI, the new information gatekeeper, understands and then talks about your brand.
So how do you do that? How does a CMO become the best answer the AI gives?
They need to really own how the brand appears across all the data sets, knowledge graphs, third-party sites that AI pulls from. That means a few key things. First, relentless consistency in messaging everywhere. Your website, your apps, PR, news coverage, partner sites, all of it. AI models love consistency. If your brand says different things in different places, different values, different features, different positioning, it confuses the AI.
And that leads to bad answers from the AI.
Right. It undermines trust. An AI might give conflicting info, making your brand look unreliable. For instance, if your PR shouts sustainability, but your product pages on Amazon don't mention eco-materials, the AI gets mixed signals. It won't confidently label you a green brand. Second, the CMO needs to ensure expert bios, third-party citations, and trusted content are easy to find and verify. AI really values authority and that external validation we talked about. So make sure your internal experts are clearly identified, their credentials are out there, and ideally they're cited by reputable external sources.
So promoting your own experts more.
Absolutely. Encourage them to publish, speak at conferences, get mentioned in credible news. If your chief scientist publishes a paper cited by universities, that's a powerful authority signal for AI. And third, the CMO needs to consolidate PR, product messaging, content marketing into one unified voice. Avoid that fragmentation where different teams say slightly different things. Historically, these might be separate silos. The CMO now needs to ensure a single, cohesive brand story is being fed into the digital world from every angle.
Like conducting an orchestra.
That's a great way to put it. Imagine a product launch. Marketing writes web copy, PR sends releases, product updates docs. If they're not perfectly synced, AI might pick up bits and pieces, leading to a muddled understanding. The CMO has to orchestrate that harmony for AI.
It's really interesting, this idea of pre-search visibility, influencing the data before someone even asks a question. So the big question then is, how do we know if all this work, the CIO's infrastructure, the CFO's funding, the CMO's narrative, is actually working? What does success look like if clicks aren't the main thing anymore?
That is one of the most pressing questions for leaders right now. What do we measure when clicks and traffic don't tell the whole story? We absolutely need a new set of metrics that reflect this AI-driven reality. And crucially, they need to be shared metrics, understood by the CIO, CFO, and CMO. That's key for alignment.
Okay, so let's break them down. What are these key metrics for AI visibility?
All right, first up, share of voice in AI. This measures how often your brand, your products, maybe your key people show up in AI answers compared to your competitors. It goes way beyond traditional market share based on sales or web traffic. This is about your presence in the AI conversation itself.
So if someone asks about my industry, how often does my brand get mentioned versus the competition?
Exactly. If the query is best CRM for small business, how often are you mentioned compared to Salesforce or HubSpot in the AI's response? It directly measures your prominence and perceived authority by the AI. Second, organic traffic value. Okay, direct clicks might go down, but the value of that unpaid visibility is still huge. This metric tries to estimate the dollar value of your unpaid AI visibility. Like, what would it cost to get that same exposure through paid ads?
Ah, so it translates the non-click influence into a language the CFO understands.
Precisely. If an AI frequently mentions you for a high-value term, what would that cost in Google Ads? It helps quantify the ROI of investing in content and structure, even without the clicks. Third, maybe the most direct measure, presence in AI summaries. This tracks how often your brand, products, or content are explicitly cited or recommended in the AI's generated response, like from ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity. It's a direct AI endorsement. If someone asks for boutique hotels in Kyoto and the AI summary names your hotel or cites your travel guide, that's a powerful signal.
Okay. Share of voice, organic traffic value, presence in summaries. What else?
Fourth, digging deeper, LLM prompt coverage. This is more technical. It's about auditing how discoverable your content actually is within the data sets the LLMs use. Are you part of their training data? Or is your content structured so well that it can be pulled in real time when needed? It's about being present at the core level of the AI's knowledge.
So not just indexed, but actually understood and usable by the AI brain.
Exactly. For a hospital, are their patient guides structured so a medical LLM can easily use them? Fifth is non-click influence metrics. This is kind of a broader category trying to capture that ambient influence, measuring impressions, mentions, brand exposure, even without a click. It's trying to quantify the awareness generated by AI, even if the user doesn't click right then, but maybe remembers your brand later. Tracking how often your features are mentioned when users ask about solutions, for example.
Valuing the pervasive awareness.
Right. And finally, number 6, a key structural one, entity graph coverage. Monitoring your inclusion and accuracy in databases like Google Knowledge Graph or Wikidata. Are you a recognized entity? Is your info accurate? Are the connections right? Founders, products, locations. If you're a well-defined entity, AI can pull richer, more accurate info about you. It boosts authority significantly.
Wow, that's a comprehensive list. Share of voice, traffic value, summaries, LLM coverage, non-click influence, entity graph. It really connects the tech, the finance, and the brand strategy. Gives everyone that shared picture. But okay, understanding the strategy and knowing the metrics is one thing. Doing it requires tools, right? It's a new frontier. Are there tools emerging to help companies actually navigate this?
Absolutely. Having the right toolkit is essential to turn strategy into action. And yes, specialized tools are popping up. Let's look at a few. First, there's one called Profound. Its main job is AI search optimization and structured content visibility. Why it matters. It helps businesses structure their content specifically for AI discoverability. It scans your site, finds those visibility gaps where AI might miss things if your data isn't quite right. It helps optimize schema markup, making data machine readable. And critically, it tracks if you're actually showing up in AI outputs from ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini.
So it checks if your structuring efforts are actually working.
Exactly. Plus, it has a dashboard showing your LLM coverage and entity recognition, so you get real data on how well AI understands your brand. Takes out the guesswork.
Okay, profound for structure and tracking. What else?
Then there's Surfer AI. This one focuses on AI content writing, but specifically with SEO and semantic optimization in mind. Why it matters is it helps create that expert-level, authoritative content we talked about. Content designed not just for Google ranks, but to actually get cited by LLMs.
How does it do that?
It focuses heavily on topical depth and relevance, making sure your content covers a subject so thoroughly, so comprehensively, that an AI finds it authoritative and valuable for synthesizing answers. So instead of just keywords, it pushes you to cover the whole topic, anticipate related questions, making your content irresistible for an AI to use as a source, like citing a key paper.
Creating content AI wants to reference. Got it. And one more.
Yeah. Also asked. This one's about discovering the actual AI-relevant questions users are asking. Why it matters is crucial for content strategy now. It finds the real, intent-based questions people type or speak in natural language, the very questions AI tools try to answer. By knowing these questions, you can craft content that directly answers them, which makes your content highly likely to be used by AI when generating responses.
So it helps you create the best answer by knowing the exact question.
Precisely. You're creating the exact information that fulfills the need AI is trying to meet for the user, making your brand the source of that value.
Okay, profound. Surfer AI also asked useful tools for this new landscape. So as we kind of wrap up this deep dive, it just feels overwhelmingly clear. Treating AI search like just another marketing channel. It's a huge missed opportunity. It really is a new frontier for how businesses get seen, understood, trusted. It's not just about clicks anymore. It's about being deeply understood by these AI systems mediating information. And we've seen how it demands this unified effort, right? The CIO building the AI-ready systems for data.
It's foundational.
The CFO funding it, seeing it as that long-term strategic investment, not just an expense.
A crucial mindset shift.
And the CMO crafting that consistent, authoritative narrative that single-voice AI can trust and repeat.
The storyteller, the conductor. And, when those roles truly collaborate, when they break down the silos and work together, sharing those metrics we talked about, that's when the organization stops just reacting to change and starts actively leading it, that unified response. That's the key to not just surviving, but really thriving in this AI-first world.
So let me leave you, our listener, with maybe a final provocative thought to chew on. Something to think about for your own world, your own organization. The brands that will truly win in this new era. They won't just be tweaking algorithms or chasing trends. They'll be fundamentally rethinking how visibility, data, and trust all intersect. They'll move beyond just trying to be found. They'll actually embed discoverability into their very DNA. It's not just a project. It's a paradigm shift, a deep systemic transformation in how a brand exists and communicates. What does that look like for you?